Okay, so today we're going to talk about real estate teams. So there's a lot of different ways that you can move throughout in the world of real estate. Some of that is a single agent, which a lot of people, that's been around for forever. I'm a real estate agent. I do all the things. I help you buy, I help you sell, I help you with the paperwork, all the stuff involved. That one person does all of that. That's the most common, and that's been the most common, I would say, for the history of real estate. But what's becoming more popular and a little bit more trendy, maybe, I don't know, probably more efficient and practical for people who are performing at a high level, who have a lot of units and they have a lot of volume, is a real estate team. So real estate teams can look all different. They can take all shapes, sizes, forms, roles. I'd say the more traditional real estate type would be, you have someone, most people call them rainmakers, and that's like the head of the real estate team. And then they traditionally will become like a head listing agent. Usually the first hire that a real estate agent would make would be a transaction coordinator or an executive assistant, just to help them with the back end of things, with listing properties, with transaction coordination. So when things go under contract, all the paperwork with that. There's a lot of back end detail that goes into real estate that I don't know if everybody's aware of all the time. So there's just a lot that goes into a lot of property research, a lot of pulling records of things, got to pull taxes, measuring, photos, coordination with sellers on all that stuff. So an executive assistant a lot of times is going to be their first hire, which can take the form of coordinating transactions, coordinating listings, sometimes coordinating life, because it can be all over the place as a single agent. So then a lot of times when they bring that person on, the next hire will either be another administrative person. So let's say somebody maybe in marketing that's going to start helping on the marketing side, or take off some of the load of that first assistant. So let's say they have a lot of listings happening. They're going to take the listing coordination off so that the first hire can focus on the transaction coordination, or vice versa. So a lot of times it can look like that. Sometimes a third or a second hire would be a buyer's agent. And so that is somebody who just helps people purchase in the transaction. So then you've got your listing agent who's gonna, anytime anybody wants to sell, they're gonna list the property. The buyer's agent, anytime anybody wants to purchase, they're gonna help them purchase. So that's usually gonna be first hire on an agent side, after you get some admin in place. After that, it can look a lot of different ways. You can add more administrative side. If you're really heavy on volume, and if you have two really high producers, you may need more administrative help. You may, depending on where the buyer's agent that is at, you may need a showing agent. So a showing agent, and this is what our team has, and I'll explain our team here in a minute. So what our team has is a showing agent, Reagan, and so anytime anybody wants to look at a property, that's what her schedule is for. And so from a showing agent, you can also add in people who are just going to be working on bringing in business. And so that can look like people on the phone, or people going out and building relationships. So they have ISAs and OSAs. So an ISA is an inside sales agent, an OSA is an outside sales agent. A lot of times in small markets, those become the same thing, because you can just do more with one person. So an ISA is going to be answering the phone. So like if you have Facebook leads coming in, or if you pay for other referral leads or things like that, they're answering the phone, converting those into appointments for the agents, and then the agents take it from there. An OSA is outbound, so they're going out to get business. So sometimes that's networking, door knocking, all different types of things. So that's kind of those are the largest roles I would say that you see in real estate teams a lot of times. And a lot of times those administrative positions, as the team grows, can move into like a director of operations, which becomes somebody who's really running the administrative side of the team. There can become a director of sales. So if you start to add a lot of agents, so if you add multiple buyer's agents or more listing agents, some teams don't specify what the agent does. So you may have an agent who helps people list and buy. So you can do both. And a lot of people have different philosophies on what's best or more efficient. And that's great, because I think you can skin that cat a million ways, and but you can build real estate teams a lot of different ways. And then a lot of times they'll start to branch off into other endeavors, like a property management arm of the business, or an investor arm of the business. Sometimes people will help facilitate flips or facilitate renovations, staging companies. There's so much that can come out of the real estate world, that if anyone's ever just interested in it, in my brain, there's probably a role for you. There's probably a place for you and your personality and your strengths and your skill set. So the way that the Lundy group works is we have our lead listing agent, Jonathan, and he runs anything listing, anybody who needs to sell, he's going to be the agent on that. And then as far as the buy side of things, anybody who wants to purchase property, I help people purchase property. So I'm the lead buyer's agent. And then we have our showing agent, Reagan. So anytime anyone on the buying side wants to look at a property, go see it, she's going to facilitate that. She sets it up and really keeps her schedule pretty full with showings. And that frees up me to be able to negotiate contracts if we have things under contract that we've got to work through, go meet with new buyers. So it really helps everybody's schedule. We've got an ISA, which is the inside sales agent. She really is both. So she does outbound calling and inbound calling, like from sign calls and those things. And that's Emmy on our team. And then we have Cassie, and she's our executive assistant. So she really runs the listing coordination side of things. She runs our marketing. She runs the team's schedule. She facilitates meetings. She does a lot of things. And then we have Carl. He's our transaction coordinator. And so anything that goes under contract, he is running that file. So communication with the title company, with the lender, with the client, of setting up inspections, helping facilitate everything that goes into a transaction. He does that. And then we also have Brady on our team, and Brady, we call him our runner. So any errands like, let's put up signs, put up lock boxes, measuring houses, he helps with all of those things. So we love real estate teams. We think they're great. We truly believe that it can help clients in a more efficient manner and hopefully provide them a level of service that we can't as just one person, because we all are better at things and worse at things. So we hope that we put people in positions that are going to fill in the weaknesses of a team with someone who has a strength in that area. And I think that's really where real estate teams thrive. So I love real estate teams. It's one of my favorite things about the industry is putting them together. I think it can be a really fun thing to do to find where people fit within the industry. So that is about real estate teams and how they work. If you have any more questions on it, just let us know.